This is just a sample of the training available at itdvds.com. To see complete training, please go to itdvds.com. Let's begin the sample. So I've gone ahead and inserted my Windows CD or DVD or my USB drive key into this computer and booted it up, and you can see it said press any key to boot from CD or DVD, or it'll just boot directly to the drive key. And it brings us to this screen. We're going to select our language, we're going to select our time and currency format and the keyboard or input method, and click Next, and then click Install Now. And select the terms, click Next. If we're going to upgrade, we'd select this option. I'm going to do a custom, basically a fresh install of Windows 10. So I've got one 127 gig drive in this computer. If I wanted to install Windows 10 on this drive and just make this whole thing the C drive, I could just go ahead and click Next. If I want to create a partition on it, I can go ahead and click on New, and maybe I just want to use 60 gigs for the partition, which will be used for my C drive. I'll just go ahead and type it in and apply. To ensure that all Windows features work correctly, Windows might create additional partitions for system files. Okay. And you can see all the different partitions it did create, 1, 2, and 3 here. We got a recovery and some other system partitions. Partition 4, this is actually going to be our C drive. So I would just highlight it and click Next. If I wanted to format it, I could go ahead and format it now. But with the option here of creating the custom clean install, it's going to overwrite all the data anyways. If I wanted to make this partition larger, I could extend it out. So I can select the size I want it to be and click Apply. Also, if I wanted to kind of start all over and just delete all these partitions, I could just highlight them and click on Delete. If I don't see any drives here, most likely the disk controller driver isn't available on the installation CD or DVD or the installation files. So I'd want to go ahead and click on Load Driver, and then I would load the driver from like a CD, DVD, or USB flash drive so that it can actually see the disks so we can install to the disks. So I'm actually going to use the whole drive as my C drive, so I'm just going to delete these partitions that it created. And I'll just highlight the disk and click Next. It's highlighted and click Next. And the rest is pretty much hands off. It's going to go through and copy the Windows files, getting the files ready for installation, install features, install updates, and finish up. It's going to reboot a couple of times while it's doing this. So once it reboots a couple of times, it's going to bring us to this screen here where we can use Express settings, or we can customize our own settings. I'm going to go ahead and click on Customize so we can see what the different options are and what the defaults are. And for businesses, this is going to be important to know because we are sending data to Microsoft with these options here. So like personalize your speech, typing, and inking input by sending contacts and calendar details along with other associated input data to Microsoft. Do we want this on or off? Sending typing and inking data to Microsoft to improve the recognition and suggestion platform. Let apps use your advertising ID for experiences across apps. So it has implications, as you can see, that we're sending information to Microsoft that we may or may not want. And for a business, we may want to turn these off, depending on the business policies. And for location, we can let Windows and apps request your location, including location history, and send Microsoft and trusted partners. Again, trusted partners here, some location data to improve location services. For browser and protection, we can use Smart Screen online services to protect against malicious content and downloads and sites loaded by Windows browsers and store apps. Use page prediction to improve reading, speed up browsing, and make your overall experience better with Windows browsers. Here, your browsing data will be sent to Microsoft. Connectivity and error reporting, we can automatically connect to suggested open hotspots, again with business desktops, laptops, things like that. Do we really want to do that? Yes or no? Automatically connect to networks shared by your contacts. Do we want to do that? Yes or no? And this brings us to how we're going to connect to our organization. Are we going to join an Azure AD Active Directory or join a domain? So basically your domain controllers are on-premise. And the join a domain is going to be how we have done it in the past. Pretty much the Azure AD is going to be something new, a cloud-based Active Directory. So I'm going to select join a domain. It lets me know if you plan to join a PC to a domain. We'll help you get a local account set up now. when setup is finished, you can join the domain as you've done in the past. So go ahead and click Next. So we're just creating a local account here. We're going to type in a username, for example, like Jim Smith. Give it a password and a password hint in case we forget. And that's it. Windows 10 has been installed.